Hi everyone, it's me Lindsay with Equip Me OT here today to talk about slings. Now these are one of the most popular and common recovery aids, whether it's a shoulder injury, a surgery, a clavicle fracture, you name it, slings are everywhere. And did you know there are tons of different types of slings? So in this video, I'm going to talk about the different types of slings and when and where you might use them. So first off, we're going to start right here in the bathroom because I figured the shower is one of the places where people are going to use an alternative sling first. Now, before we do any of this, a few things to consider. If you are working with a physician or a surgeon who is monitoring your recovery, make sure you get any sort of sling modifications or changes approved by them first. You don't want to be using something that's not appropriate for your recovery, so make sure you double check. Now, for most people, it is a safe option to switch into a different sling for various activities. And for the shower or very hot environments where there's a chance of getting wet, these mesh slings are wonderful. So this particular mesh sling is really nice because not only does it have this nice thin mesh, which is very breathable, but it still has the supportive neck. So I still have a nice padding here. Now this will take a little while to dry, but that's okay. If we're just using this in the shower, it's going to make your life more comfortable throughout the process, and it'll still dry so much faster than a regular sling because of the mesh material. Now, if you're somebody who is using a abductor sling, so a sling that has a pillow that takes the arm off the body to assist with the extra stabilization, whether it's for pain management or for positioning, you can modify these basic slings to offer abduction and be shower safe by simply using a towel rolled up to the width that either matches or is close to the width of your abductor. This again can make a huge difference in making you more comfortable throughout that bathing process, and it's really easy to set up. This sling is something I can put on all by myself, so it would not require a second person to do. Some of the other slings I'm going to talk about next will require a second set of hands, but you'll see why I love them so much. All right, so this wild looking sling is an immobilizer sling. Now, not every recovery is going to require an immobilization of the shoulder, but some will. And for many, an immobilizer like this, which is an entirely soft brace, there are no buckles, no snaps, just Velcro and soft material, this is a great option for sleep and rest. Now, a lot of people ask, when can I start sleeping without a sling at all? And that answer is, it depends. You're going to need to, again, refer to your surgeon, physician, whoever's monitoring your recovery, and ask when you are cleared for that. Some people can do it sooner than others, so it's really important you ask that question. For those of you who are not prepared to or have not been cleared to sleep without a sling, this is a fantastic option. This sling is a little bit tricky to get on initially. If you would like a video tutorial on how to put this one on, I'd love to make one, so if that interests you, put a comment down below. But generally speaking, it may require a second set of hands depending on how much movement you have in your non-recovering shoulder. So this is all Velcroed into place in 3 pieces. You've got the arm sling support, you've got these 2 straps that cross in the back like this. So it gives me a good amount of support. What I like about the cross action is that it's going to provide kind of balanced support. So I'm not getting excessive pulling on one side or the other. It's distributing the weight really effectively while not adding much bulk because where it crosses in the back remains quite flat. Then it has this final piece which goes all the way around the arm at the humerus and around the back. Once it's all in place, I am extremely stabilized to the point where I can lean forward, my arm's not going forward, I could roll and it's not going to move. What is nice about this is it's going to give you not only comfort and support, but peace of mind that when you lay down in bed and you move, your arm's not going anywhere. So depending on how you like to be comfortable in sleep, this type of sling is going to offer you a great deal of support and peace of mind while being soft and safe. So definitely give this one a look. All the slings I'm talking about are available on Amazon actually, but you can also ask your surgeon or physician for a referral for one of these, and oftentimes they will be covered somewhat by insurance. So I'll link these down below if you would like more information. So let's go ahead and test out a few additional slings that I think you should know about. All right, so we've talked about bathing, we've talked about sleeping. Now what about the rest of the day? So if you're somebody who has to go out and about, regardless of the fact that you have a recovery window and you're using a sling, there's a couple things to know about the sling you choose. This sling is a very common one for rotator cuff repairs, where you have to be truly immobilized. And I want to point out the difference between an immobilizing sling and a standard sling. This is considered an immobilizer because it has the added restriction around the waist. So this one actually has 2 straps. one that goes around the back up here, and one that goes around my waist. The waist one's actually holding this abductor pillow. So if you can see underneath, this is an abductor pillow. It actually supports the arm away from the body, which is a great deal of comfort for individuals, especially following rotator cuff repairs, because it's going to take a lot of pressure off that area. This is not required for all recoveries, and again, know what your surgeon or your physician is requiring of you before you go out and buy extra slings. But for many, this is a really comfortable one. One thing to note is you want to make sure it's right out front. I see a lot of folks wear it and they kind of tend to slide it to the side like this. That may be more comfortable, but that's actually not neutral position for the shoulder. You really want your sling in your arm to be right out front. Another good reason for that is it's more protective. Your body is now shielding this arm from getting knocked around. That's another reason I really like these kind of well-constructed, extra thick and padded. This one even has an extra padding in the elbow here. So if you're out and about, say riding a busy subway train or traveling anywhere or going into busy offices or shopping centers, this type of brace is hard to miss by the general public. So even if you don't need anything this dramatic for your recovery, but you would really like to make sure the general public knows that you have a sore shoulder that needs to be left alone and not touched by accident, something larger and more substantial with extra padding is going to give you peace of mind and the general public around you that awareness to give you some space. It can be very protective for those who are a little concerned about being bumped or jostled while out and about. And again, this style is going to be vastly more secure and protective than the next one I'm going to show you, but I do want to show you the alternative to this, which also offers some extra comfort features. And finally, I want to show a standard sling with an extra bonus feature to make it more comfortable. Now this, in comparison to the last one I showed, is not an immobilizer. As you can see, there's nothing holding the sling to my body, so there's no extra wrap around. That's what makes the difference between an immobilizer and a standard sling. This standard sling is a really nice option in that it's very breathable but still padded. You can see it has this really nice smooth layer on the inside, and then it has meshing on the outside. Great for warmer temperatures, or if you just want something that's really light and comfortable, especially if you're wearing it like under a jacket, for example. This is a great one for that. This one, however, did not come with a vital feature that really is important for sling use, and that is it didn't come with a nice padded piece to protect my neck. Now, even sometimes the ones with the padded piece, they still put a lot of pressure right here through the neck, and that's one of the features of an immobilizer that I like, is it keeps the strap off your neck. Well, we can solve that problem with this product. This is called the Sling thing, and it was designed to wrap around the bicep of the other arm, so the non-injured arm, and then use that to pull the weight of the sling off your neck. This is really, really helpful for those who are struggling with the weight of their arm, and that rubbing on your neck can really take a toll, especially for long-term use. So again, if you're a very active person or just somebody who's sick and tired of it rubbing on their neck, having a standard sling with an extra piece like the Sling thing, or doubling up on the padding so that you really can get it off your neck and support you, is a huge help in allowing you to recover fully and effectively from a sling. I hope this video gave you some ideas on how to have conversations with your doctor about different sling options for your activity needs, because it's so important for you to know that you have options. If you need more information like this on how to stay safe and independent in your home and community, please consider subscribing to Equip Me OT. Thank you.